I should imagine that the progress of any nation depends on how its oil and petrol grows and affects imperialist policies. Our policy to make India self-sufficient is clear, and the policy is oil is one of the major commodities in public sector. And an inspired nation in its quest for self-reliance, dignity, progress and pride moved ahead with a new dream and direction, with a mandate and mission, with many examples of dedication and distinctions. It all started with a mission, and every stage of transformation has been so exciting a journey. Fueling this journey, way back in 1958, Indian Refineries Limited was established to erect refineries and to lay petroleum pipelines to carry petroleum products to every nook and corner of the country. And the Indian Oil Company Limited was formed on 30th June 1959 to take care of the marketing of petroleum products across the country. The merger of Indian Refineries Limited with Indian Oil Company Limited led the foundation of a new giant, the Indian Oil Corporation Limited, in 1964. Set up with the mandate of achieving self-sufficiency in refining and marketing operations, today Indian Oil accounts for nearly half of India's petroleum consumption and caters the needs of millions by providing precious petroleum products across the country. To attain this remarkable position, the Pipelines division played a pivotal role as the strong backbone of Indian Oil Corporation. For product evacuation from Guwahati refinery, the 435 kilometers Guwahati-Siliguri pipeline was built and commissioned in 1964. Thus begins the story of India's first petroleum product pipeline. The geography of the region was enticing, with evergreen meadows, rivers and valleys. But laying a cross-country pipeline was a hideous task for the technical personnel from Bechtel and Snam Saipem. The experience of construction of this first pipeline was unique and tough. Engineers could come across wild animals in the thick forest where they stayed in tents and small barracks. Indian Oil took control of Koyali refinery in 1965 from Oil and Natural Gas Commission, and the Koyali-Ahmedabad pipeline, taken on lease in April 1964, was taken over by Indian Oil in 1970. In the eastern sector, the 1,192 kilometers long pipeline from Haldia to Kanpur via Barauni was the biggest pipeline project at the time of its implementation in 1963. The project was initially handled by Snam Saipem and Bechtel Corporation. In the later stages in 1965, Indian Oil engineers took over the project management of this pipeline and made a difference. The single-point mooring system, a floating buoy anchored to the seabed through anchor chains secured on piles. The buoy has a floating hose connecting it with VLCCs or very large crude carriers. Today, with two SBM systems on the high seas of Vadinar, which can simultaneously offload crude oil from two VLCCs, the Salaya-Mathura pipeline transports crude oil requirement of Koyali, Mathura and Panipat refineries, which is nearly the half of India's crude oil requirement. In the 80s, Indian Oil authentically ascertained itself the complete competence in conceiving and commissioning pipelines projects. This was a significant stage of growth of pipeline industry in India. Indian engineers fully acquired knowledge of pipeline technology in all its facets and later on, all the pipelines were designed, built, supervised and completely managed by indigenous experts. During the last decade of 20th century, many challenging projects have been taken up by Indian Oil. The prestigious Kandla-Bhatinda pipeline, augmentation of pipeline to supply crude oil to Panipat refinery, and a major crude oil pipeline in the eastern region, the Haldia-Barauni crude oil pipeline. Also, nation's first optical fiber cable-based communication system was used in Kandla-Bhatinda pipeline in 1996. Today, part of the Kandla-Bhatinda pipeline has been converted into Mundra-Panipat pipeline to transport crude oil from Mundra port to Panipat refinery. A new pipeline to transport products was established from Koyali to Sanganer too. With the growth of booming Indian economy and increasing demand for petroleum products, Indian Oil established many branch pipelines, thus maintaining a complex network of energy highways on the Indian map and celebrating self-sufficiency in a proud way. Chennai-Trichy-Madurai pipeline project of Indian Oil in South India formed the petroleum artery of Tamil Nadu with single pumping unit at Chennai. Paradip-Haldia crude oil pipeline. The mega project is a story of technological brilliance. The technical challenge presented by the rough sea environmental conditions at Paradip demanded a high-end technology in design, installation and construction of single-point mooring and offshore pipeline system. And the project implementers succeeded in achieving that at each stage of its progress. Along with receipt of crude oil at a single-point mooring SBM system located off the coast of Paradip, its transportation up to Paradip tank farm through offshore and onshore pipelines and further up to Haldia through a crude oil pipeline from Paradip was methodically established. Indian Oil's first cross-country liquefied petroleum gas LPG pipeline in North India between Panipat and Jalandhar was implemented in-house. Along with establishing a pipeline from Koyali to Ratlam, Indian Oil has also commissioned pipelines connecting its marketing terminals with airports at Chennai and Bangalore. Today, Indian Oil has covered most part of the country with its vast network of pipelines. The journey never stops and many new projects are being implemented for tomorrows to celebrate. We are implementing Chennai-Bangalore pipeline, Mathura-Bharatpur pipeline, branch pipeline to Hazira, Bijwasan-Panipat naphtha pipeline, hookup of Tikari Kala terminal with MJPL, and introduction of Rajasthan crude into Indian oil pipelines. Augmentation of Chennai-Trichy-Madurai, construction of tanks and blending facility at Vadinar, Viramgam to Kandala are other projects being implemented. Along with its commitments to corporate agenda, Indian Oil's pipelines have been dedicated to progress with harmony, conducting business with a strong conscience for life and environment so as to ensure sustainable development, safe workplaces and enrichment of the quality of life of its employees, customers, the communities and the country at large. In this 50th year of celebrating its glorious past and getting ready for a far brighter tomorrow, the Indian Oil family stands firm with resolve and pride to rewrite achievements with the power of will and innovations, only to make the nation further proud, fueling its billion dreams and touching every heart.